Hello, guys. Can you hear me all right? There's a few people. I think everybody's muted already so far. But anyway, welcome to Make the Most of Marriage. Okay, what? Can you wave if you can hear me? Okay, okay. We're sort of live. I can't hear anybody else, but anyway. Well, that's all right. Anyway, welcome everyone. We're gonna have like a 5-minute sort of time for everybody to turn up. While we're waiting, maybe people can sort of write their names and nationalities. I guess everybody can see their names, but names and nationalities in the chat. I think, I mean, we saw already on the forms that people have filled out that there's people from, I think, everywhere. It's pretty cool. Awesome. I think everybody's muted. So anyway, so I'll do the intro. I'll tell everybody about the structure in about 5 minutes, and then yeah, we'll get going. Cool. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces already. Pretty cool.
Sixty participating.
See how many we couldn't really believe how many people were interested in this event in the end. I personally thought it was going to be about maybe, I don't know, 25 or 30 couples, but we've actually maxed out our Zoom the Zoom account of 100 different participants, which is pretty cool. So we had to actually turn some people away, which is, so we're going to look at, I think you can have a bigger Zoom account, so we'll have to look for that for next time. But anyway. Okay, now I can see a PowerPoint come up. Is that you, Rafael?
Oh, that's all on purpose.
Maybe I should just be on.
That's not me.
Anyway, cool.
Was I sharing my screen?
Somebody was sharing their screen.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Was it me?
No, it wasn't you. It was a mistake, probably.
Okay.
Okay, so far we got some people from Norway, France, Lithuania, Austria, Italy and Spain, more Austria, Madrid, Finland, Canada. Wow, cool. Norway and Czech Republic, UK. We also, quite interestingly, have quite a big spread, which we're really happy about, which is we have everybody. I don't know. I mean, I think the two largest groups we have this evening is newlyweds, which is the largest group, people that just got blessed in Korea, and the second largest group is actually people that blessed in 1982. So, and then we have literally everyone in between. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So for new people that are coming in, if you could just share which country you're dialing in from, that would be awesome.
I accidentally sent the private message.
Oh, I see. Wow. Okay, I just realized there were several pages here. I thought we were missing a lot of people. 48 participants. We're up to 48 participants. That's excellent. That's good. And I think some couples are tuning in from 2 different devices as well. So that's pretty cool. Okay, we got 1 minute to go, and then we'll get started. Awesome. Great, super exciting. So we'll see, we have some more people tuning in here. We have people from Netherlands, Liberia, Bulgaria, we got Albania, Germany. Pretty good, I think. Well, I think I don't know, we'll have to map it out, but maybe hopefully we're covering all of Europe. It'll be awesome. Awesome. So I think we can get going, and then I'm sure there's a few people missing, but we thought that we could start the introduction, and also, yeah, so people that are, I guess, turning up late or putting kids down or whatever can they can join as we're doing this intro, and hopefully make it for Rafael's talk. Great. So yeah, so I don't know, for the people that don't know me, I'm Daniel Lindström. I'm Swedish born, half American. My dad's Swedish, my mom's American. I currently live in London, and my wife's English, half South African, and we have three kids. We have Brian 7, Jonas 5, and Freya 2. So we have a full house full of life, and yeah, busyness. So yeah, no. So I've been living here for quite a long time. I run my own business, and obviously been working a little bit behind the scenes with BFD in the UK, and also doing some support with purity education and that kind of thing. So that's me. I will later introduce the rest of the staff, but before we do that, I thought I'll just run through the structure of the evening, just so people are clear of that. So so after the staff, we're obviously Rafael's going to be speaking for about 15 to 20 minutes, just sort of like a TED talk, and then after that we're going to go into sort of like a Q&A. So, and the Q&A, yeah, we were thinking how to do that the best way, but we thought probably the best is that people write questions or thoughts, or yeah, questions to Rafael during his talk, or just at the very end, and I will select a few questions to have a dialogue with Rafael after the talk. I think that's the best way to do it. So yeah, so please put your questions there, and then we will basically turn into we'll go into the group discussions. And this is an awesome thing about Zoom, is that we can actually, we've already divided people into groups, and you will be sent sort of like a thing will pop up, will say, you know, join breakout room, or like breakout room 1 or breakout room 2 and whatever. Just press join, and then you will be put into a group. So once in the group, we have, I don't know if everybody's seen all the questions. I think Andy will post them again here in the chat, and I think they were sent to you prior as well in the email. But basically, yeah, you know, somebody can just start, or whoever feels like they can start, maybe doing a quick short intro of yourself, and then you can have an interesting discussion. There's a few discussion questions to be used, but the main thing is to connect with one another, share a bit, and that's kind of the main aim of the groups. Then we're gonna come back into the main session. There's going to be another link sent to you that's going to basically say, please, there's going to be like a 1-minute countdown that's going to also pop up, like almost like a 1-minute warning. It's going to count down, and you can go immediately back to the main group, but you can also choose to you can also choose to just wait for that 1 minute to be up before. And that's kind of, I guess that's when we're going to be starting in the when we go back to the main session. So so we thought at this point it'd be nice if somebody wanted to share anything from the group, if they felt, or just general thoughts, or have an actual question. So at that point, if you just wanted to put in the chat that you have something that you want to say, and then I'll give you the word. You can have maybe 2-3 minutes, and we'll have maybe 2 or 3 people share something, and then we'll basically have Rafael just give some final thoughts. He has some tips, or final thoughts and tips, that kind of thing, and that will be the official sort of conclusion to the meeting. Then we had an idea, which we thought was quite a good idea, which is that there will be an option, because we know that it's quite nice to start in these, if you have a group and you're getting some conversation going, you feel like, yeah, you're getting some flow, you're getting to know people a little bit, 20-25 minutes might not be enough, or you might not feel that it's enough. So we're gonna basically allow people to go back into the breakout groups after the official close of the event. And of course, this is completely if you don't have time or anything, it's not mandatory at all, but we wanted to leave the breakout groups open for another 30 minutes. So we'll see. We'll check back with everybody what they thought about that, but it's, at least we thought it's better that it's there than it's when it's not there. So I think, yeah, so that was the intro. That's the basic structure. So actually, to start, the one thing I missed in the on that is just that I want to just give people a little bit of background on the on Make the Most of Marriage initiative, which of course is Blessed Family Department Europe Middle East initiative, and Orlande is the sort of founding person. Orlande, you want to give everybody a wave or say hi or something? If she is she unmuted, she can say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. There you go. If once somebody says something, everybody can see that person, which is good. A lot of people. So Orlandis, actually, approached a few people, including myself, to basically start Make the Most of Marriage, and we then started working together. And yeah, I mean, personally, I thought it was a great initiative, especially with the things that technology offers today, like the fact that we can all meet here, quite a lot of people. But also, I mean, I didn't even know about this, but the whole breaking out into groups and actually being able to have some effective small groups kind of thing is, personally, I feel like it's a game changer in this kind of online space. But the mission of Make the Most of Marriage is to create a thriving community of fulfilled, blessed couples, and by utilizing the online space. And we're hoping that this will be sort of a new wave of something, where, because we are a very spread out, very global movement, even in Europe, there's many communities, but they're, a lot of them are smaller and we're spread out, or people are living remotely. But obviously what technology is now allowing us to do is to still connect and still to come together as a church community, which is pretty awesome. So this is sort of like a new initiative, and obviously if anything, we're going to be relying on everybody's feedback here to make make these events better and better every month. And also, I'm just going to add that right away, is that another thought we have is that we can not an event, but something that this can lead into, is that we can create sort of European wide small groups, so people can actually also meet maybe weekly or bi-weekly in small groups connected to this main event, which also I think would be very meaningful. And because it can be hard to find, I mean, I can say from personally also living in my community in Bromley here, for some time we had people that I could really relate to or connect with. But then, we're very global movement again, and people move around a lot, or people have spouses from different countries, especially younger couples now are moving about a lot. So they might live 1 year in one country and then move to another country. So friends have come and gone, so to speak, and it can be hard to find people you relate to, or you feel like you're in the same life situation as. So this platform is also allowing us to, it allows you to find other people maybe in the same life circumstances as you, or just find people to be friends with and connect with. So it's pretty cool. We're very excited about this. So let me introduce the staff of MMM. So we have Patrizia from Italy. So Patrizia she's sitting with her husband there. Do you want to say hi, Patrizia?
Hi. Hello, everyone. Very happy to see all of you. It's a great MMM. Thank you for coming.
Fantastic. Yeah, and Patrizia has been involved in first generation blessings a lot, and BFD Gen in Italy, as I understand.
Yes. Yeah.
That's right. And that's it.
That's right. I don't want to steal time from the evening. That's why. But anyway, yes, we work for first generation blessing and South European BFD. Yeah, especially France works for first gen. And yeah, we want to help as much as possible. Blessed couple.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patrizia. That's great. And then we have Abigail and Victor. But Abby is on the kind of committee, and Victor is her spouse. Hi, guys. Can you? Hey. Yes, you have to say something. There you go. That's good.
Thanks for coming, guys.
So Abigail's been helping. We don't have clear roles yet in the team, so we're all sort of helping with different things. But Abigail has mainly been doing she's this time been working on the forms specifically that you guys filled out, and also she's made a really good review form for after the meeting. That's all. And then we have Andy and Francesca. Are you guys in the same window now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. There we go.
Hello, everybody.
So I can't see. There you are. Okay. who also been very core, and Andy's our tech guy, and Francesca and Andy are doing a lot of the been doing a lot of the admin and making sure we I don't know, we're keeping on track and stuff. Yeah, and by the way, I'm sure clear roles will sort of solidify at some point, but we're all working as a team to sort of to get this going. So it's pretty cool. Great. So now to the main attraction. So we have Rafael, who's prepared a nice talk for us about creating a vision for your couple. And for people that don't know, Rafael, he's from France, and yes, I've been following him a lot in his. He's had kind of a 10-year table tennis career, which I followed because I love table tennis. But now more recently, he's actually become a life coach, and is sort of pursuing that, along with also taking on the responsibility to be the pastor for a local community in France. So, and you might have seen his initiative of the life journal. I'm sure he'll mention that towards the end of the event. And yeah, a lot of exciting things happening. He's been blessed for 15 years. They got 3 kids. It's, I think, 2 girls and 1 boy. Correct, Rafael? Yes. Yeah. So I want to introduce Rafael now. I don't know. I guess we can sort of, I don't know, how do we virtually applaud like this? But anyway, yeah, Rafael, yeah, welcome to MMM, and here we go.
Okay, yeah, good evening, everybody. Nice to see so many people here. Yeah, really excited to have this first event of MMM. Thank you so much for welcoming me here. And I'm just gonna get straight into the content, but don't worry, I will also introduce myself through the content a bit more if you want to know more. So first, I would like to ask some questions, and as you have your mics muted normally, basically you can answer in the chat. Yeah. So let's make this presentation interactive, and you can make the chat go wild and interact with each other. Also make comments during the presentation if you like something particularly, ask questions as Daniel mentioned, and things like this. So first question. So this is going to be a technical test if it's going to work. So how many of you here would like to have an inspiring and a harmonious vision for your couple? So if you would like to have that, please say yes in the chat, yeah, or whatever you'd like to express, and let us know that you're interested in this, yeah? Okay, I see many yeses. Okay, Julika, Matthias, Umberto, Robin, okay, many people. So then the other question is, how many of you would like to feel fulfilled in your love relationship by living according to this vision? So yeah, please again, share yes in the chat. Say yes, yes, if you didn't say yes for the first one. So because it's great to have a great vision, but of course then living according to it, it's of course what we really long for. So this presentation is creating a vision for your couple. And as Danny mentioned, I'm now a life coach and pastor, still training table tennis, but really moving into this position more and more. And yeah, I just wanted to first thank you actually for showing up. Thank you for taking that time. We all have very busy lives, especially when you are blessed, whether it's recently or a long time and you have children. So thank you so much for taking the time to work on your couple, make your couple important, you know. The other day I was seeing a statement that people were saying, oh, marriage is just a piece of paper. And then somebody said, yeah, but actually money is also just a piece of paper, yet people are working hard every day to get money. So yeah, we can move that to working hard every day, you know, to make a marriage successful. So this is just my family. So you can see here my wife, my wonderful wife, Damila. Unfortunately, she can't join us at the moment because our little boy, Cedric, he's 3 years old, has a hard time to go early to bed, and he's still up. And then my 2 other daughters, Flora, who is 8 years old, and Deborah, almost 7 years old. So I'm just gonna talk about first my love relationship and my couple, so we get a little more. So we have been happily blessed for 15 years with the Miller. So blessed and matched and blessed by two parents in 2005. We have a really feel like right now a deep love, unity, and understanding that took time to develop. Didn't start from the first day. We really work hard to be always on the same page, have a same vision of what you want to do, what's important for us. We actually feel after 15 years more in love than ever, you know, like if somebody have told me that would be possible, I would never believe it, because that's not the norm. That's not what you see most of the time, but actually this is what is happening to us. We also feel like best friends. Whenever you have something exciting to share, it's always, you know, to each other that we want to show first. There's nobody else we want to share first, just, you know, each to us. We also feel like an unshakable team, because we, of course, as a couple, you have challenges, but we always make sure that when there's challenges, we don't, like, you know, confront each other, but make sure we are the team on the same side, you know, fighting against the challenge together. There's also a lot of fun, romance, and intimacy in our lives. Of course, very important for the couple. And we have very important sacred rituals that we'll talk about later that nurture our relationship. And also, we continuously work on ourselves and our couple. It's something that's ongoing, and we keep working on this. So this is, of course, a very great presentation of our couple. It doesn't mean that everything is working fine all the time. And also, it hasn't always been that way, you know. So I just want to share a bit more my story. Actually, I struggled a lot about my faith when I was a teenager. But the one thing that I always believed is that I only wanted to have one person in my life, you know. I don't know why exactly. That was the one thing that I believed very deeply. And when I went to STF, I basically could find my faith, and that I got the inspiration to go to Two Parents Matching and Blessing 2005, where I got matched and blessed with the Miller. And yeah, I didn't actually really felt I was ready to be a great husband, but I felt ready to commit, ready to try to make it work. Yeah. And basically, I then decided to continue STF because I didn't feel ready. I really wanted to become a better husband. And but then after STF, there were studies, work, Providence, children, got really busy, and kind of forgot about working on myself and working on our relationship, and just getting into a routine, and more than a routine, a very busy routine where, you know, you can feel overwhelmed. So I really felt like 5 years ago, I really was rock bottom, burnout, struggling with a lot of things. And actually, it's in my relationship with the Miller, sharing very deeply every day that I could come out of this depression and burnout and actually come alive again individually, but also as a couple. And the tool I'm going to share tonight is a goal setting tool that actually I've been implementing for 1 year now with the Miller, and actually had improved dramatically our love relationship in life in our 15-year-old blessing. So even after, you know, 14 years, 15 years, you can still improve and experience great things. So, and this is what I hope you will get tonight, where no matter how many years you've been blessed, or if you just got blessed from the last blessing. I know there are many of you here. Yeah, actually, just those who just got blessed, please mention, say in the chat, I just got blessed. I don't know, something short. We are okay. Yeah, just find a way to mention that you just got blessed. You know, I want to see here. So what's the couple vision creation process? So the process I'm going to share, it's about creating a vision, but the vision is not just about a vision. It's also about a premise. Trying to find out, what are my beliefs? What do I really believe about love relationship? And then, then it comes the vision. What do I really want? How do I want my love relationship to look like? My couple to look like? Why do I want it to look this way? Why it's so important for me? What's the purpose of that? And then how I'm going to do this, because it's great to have a vision and purpose, but you need also a strategy to make it happen. It sounds really weird, yeah. And the love relationship also should be natural and loving, and why are we talking about strategy here? This is not like a army or stuff like this, but yeah. So many newly wed couples here, and yeah, as Daniel said, congratulations to all of you. So why it's important to have a vision? First of all, like I'm when I look at the God creation, actually, like an artist, God had a vision before creating the world. So whenever you want to create something, it's important to have a vision before what you want to create. So you know what you want to. You'll see when you've created it if it really looks like this, and then having a clear future vision helps you to make decisions now. Like sometimes you need to make a decision now, but if you don't know where you want to go, it's difficult to make it. This is actually connects to the story of Alice in Wonderland. In this story of Alice, she's going around the woods and she's meeting the cat, and she's asking the cat, "Oh, which way should I go?" And the cat is saying, "It depends of where you want to go. What's your destination?" It's like, "Oh, I don't care, and it doesn't matter." And he says, "Then it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter which decision you make or which path you're walking if you don't have a clear destination." So yeah, if you don't have vision for a couple, you're just gonna wander aimlessly around the woods, you know, have some experiences here and there, but not clearly going to a great destination. Also, having an inspiring future vision helps you to feel pulled instead of like feeling you're working hard on things like this. By finding something that inspires you, helps you to move forward. And also it helps you to avoid contradictions. You know, one of the reasons why I'm moving from table tennis coaching to life coaching is because as a table tennis coach, I was working evenings and weekends. And when I decided to go for that career, I didn't realize how it will conflict so much with my family life because I didn't create a vision to see how that would work. So we're gonna dive now into premise. So true father's quote: "Marriage is more than a simple coming together of a man and woman. It is a precious ceremony of commitment to carry on God's work of creation." So why I'm sharing this quote is because, you know, it's a very different premise, belief about if it's just for the sake of the man and woman or if it's for the sake of a higher purpose. If you don't have that same premise in your couple, already you're going to run into troubles. So how are we going to figure out your premise? So I'm going to write down, you're going to see the questions here. Don't worry, you will get a document where you have all these questions and you can use the document to do your homework afterwards to create that vision actually, you know. So your premise refers to the foundational beliefs you hold about your conjugal love, about your love relationship in the couple. So what do you believe? You need to figure out what is it I'm actually believing now? Not just theoretic speaking, but really I have deep conviction about it. And how are they shaping your life, you know? And are your beliefs empowering? Do you believe that you can make a great love relationship, or do you have this belief that it depends on your partner and doesn't depend on you? It depends on your partner, or it depends on luck, or it depends on who, you know, the nationality, or what is it? So maybe they move you, or maybe they're holding you back. Maybe you believe that, yeah, after a few years, it's impossible to stay in love and it's normal to be in the routine. So all these beliefs are going to shape your love relationship. So it's important to identify them if they're limiting you, and to choose empowering ones. So yeah, so all these questions, this is something, you know, important to work through. So I'm just going to share a little bit about our premise as a couple with the Millers, so you can have an idea of how it could look like. So our premise, our empowering beliefs we choose is that true love is eternal and absolute. Of course, it sounds like, oh, this is just DP repetition. No, this is something we talked about, and we felt like we want our love relationship to be true love and to be really eternal and absolute. Our love relationship is the center of our lives. You know, that everything else in our lives, you know, depends a lot on the harmony we have in our couple. A harmonious relationship needs harmonious people. So we have that belief that we need to make sure individually that we feel in harmony, so we can actually create that harmonious couple. Our love relationship includes all realms of love. So, you know, we're not just husband and wife, but we interact also as brother and sister, friends, sometimes as father and daughter, and mother and son. Our couple has more value than just the sum of us. It's not just two people, it's something greater. Of course, you know, we have children, we have a family, but, you know, it's much more than that. And of course, we also notice that we have limiting beliefs that we're working on. You know, for example, I realized that because I grew up in a family where it was a lot about being excellent and great, so always we were being corrected when something was wrong. So I grew up with the belief that loving is to change or correct the other person. So I was doing a lot of this kind of mistake in my couple life. For the middle, it's more about that to be a great couple, you need to absolutely do everything together. Of course, it's absolutely great to do many things together as a couple, but that's not everything, you know. So then we come to the next point. Next point is vision. So anyway, if there's things that are not very clear and you have a question, just type it in the chat already, yeah? And even though I'm going to answer it later, it's very good that you just put it in there, otherwise you stay blocked on that question, you know, that you have. So vision. So I took this quote: love does not consist in gazing at each other, but in looking outward together in the same direction. So yeah, it's very important to have a vision of where you want to go together as a couple, and not just, you know, how you look at each other. So how can you find out your vision? Vision is very important to really feel, to connect your ideal state. You know, what is it ideally speaking? If you have a magic wand and you can just, you know, by magic make appear the best love relationship ever you would like to have, how would it look like, you know, without thinking about if it's realistic, how long it's going to take. So what you really want deep inside your heart, how you want this area of your life to feel, you know, what is the feeling you want to have in your love relationship? What do you want it to look like? What you want to be doing on a consistent basis? You know, every couple is very different. What you want to do together? What is your common interest you want to do together? And try to really describe your ideal vision as clearly as possible. The clearer it is, the easier it is to move towards it. So I'm going to share a little bit of our vision. So we love each other deeply and exclusively for eternity. This is a very important vision that we have. Yeah, it's about this exclusivity, fidelity, and for eternity. You know, we believe in spiritual and eternal life. We form a harmonious couple that completes each other to go in the same direction. So we really want to be living always completing each other and going the same direction. We form a couple happy to live to the fullest. You know, we don't live a boring life. Sometimes it's too busy. Our lives we get overwhelmed, but definitely never boring. So yeah, we live to the fullest, and we're quite happy about it. Sometimes we need more rest, but anyway, we are best friends. As I mentioned, we are best friends. We share with each other our, you know, our dreams, our struggles, and, you know, always first. We spend quality time together. Yeah, it's really important. It's very easy to get into this routine of where we together at home and, you know, doing things here or there, eating together. But how do you spend quality time? We serve each other according to the other person's needs. You know, it's very easy in the couple to do what you would like the other person to do for you, and never think of like, what does the other person actually really want, you know? So it's great to have a vision, but if you don't have a strong enough purpose, then you will give up on it. You know, if it's a big vision, very ideal, if you don't have a strong reason why you want to get it, you're going to give up as soon as it gets difficult. So one strong purpose we have is that if there is a harmonious give and take between husband and wife, there is no you and I, but only the whole universe in beautiful harmony. So why I feel so connected to this quote is because actually recently I watched with my kids Lion King 2. I don't know if you watched still Disney movies, but I watched Lion King 2, and what I loved about this movie is that at one moment there is this two characters, you know, the daughter of Simba and the son of Scar or something like this, who are in love with each other, and they sing a song where they feel like, oh, they're loving each other, and how would it be wonderful if the whole world would be in love with each other, like they're in love with each other. So I really feel like when I feel deeply in love and harmony with the Miller, I believe so much more in world peace. I believe so much more in harmony in the world, and I have energy to work towards it. And if I don't feel harmony in my couple, I don't feel anything is possible. So how do you figure out your purpose? So your purpose refers to the compelling reasons behind what you want in your relationship. So it's about the reasons, yeah. what energizes you, what inspires you, what empowers you to take action, what motivates you to achieve your vision. So describe really why you want to make the most out of this area of your life. So I'm going to share a little bit about our purpose. Yeah. So of course, first you want to show an example of true love to our children. Many times you think that children learn love through the love we give to them, and it's true. But actually, they learn much more about love through the love that is in the action of between their parents. And many times when we become parents, we can be very focused on our children, and then we don't nurture our love relationship, and this is actually not even good for the children. So we really want to share an example of true love to our children. We want to build a happy, loving, and harmonious family, and we work on it. It's not easy. Our children are fighting so much recently. It's very difficult. Our couple's love, happiness, and harmony is the foundation for everything else. As I've mentioned, everything else is affected a lot by our relationship. We want to be an inspiration for others. We want to, be a role model in this area for others, and we want to contribute to world peace. And we feel like with that deep love and unity in a couple, we can really actually do that. Then, of course, you need a strategy. You need to do what I'm going to do, what are the steps going to take, what I'm going to do on a daily basis to make it happen. And so, as I mentioned, it's not just about being husband and wife. Yeah, the husband must be able to love his wife as a father, brother, son, and husband. Likewise, the wife must be able to take the position of mother, sister, daughter, and wife. If you have mastered all those loves, then you're qualified for the kingdom of heaven. So strategy, I'm going to share a lot of stuff, and takes whatever you feel inspires you down. Maybe I can share even the presentation later. So first of all, your strategy. Yeah, you first do specific actions that will get from where you are now to where you want to be. Yeah, so how are you going to get there? How will you bring your vision into reality? What kind of positive habits, attitudes, and action steps you can implement? So what's the recipe? It's like a recipe to make a cake. Imagine your vision for a couple is like a cake, and you need to create a recipe so it will become a nice cake. So our strategy. So yeah, Daniel's telling me that he's giving me 5 more minutes. So I'm gonna try to wrap it up in 5 minutes. So our number one strategy, number one for us is to reconcile and forgive each other as ASAP, as soon as possible, and latest before going to bed. This has really helped us so much in a relationship. Then, of course, to learn and practice about love relationships. When I learn, that means, for example, attending this kind of webinar. This is taking time to learn. And for example, things that inspired me were Love Your Way to a Better Marriage from Mark Gungo, Mars and Venus from John Gray, the 5 Languages of Love and of Reconciliation that we discovered with Gary Chapman, and the marriage course. We're currently doing the marriage course in France with some other couples, and it's really, really insightful, even after 15 years. I can tell you, keep working. We love watching romantic movies together, taking pictures. We keep evolving as a couple. We don't get stuck on, how things should be or how things were in the past. We keep working on ourselves. Many times when there's a problem in the couple, a tension, then we look at the problem in the other person instead of seeing that there's something actually maybe inside myself that I need to solve. Healthy and respectful discussions when disagreements. The tendency is that when there's disagreement, either there's open conflict or we just avoid, So, but the best is really to be able to have healthy and respectful discussions when disagreements. And, something missed. Anyway, and then of course, one main strategy is to have sacred connection rituals, making sure that you really spend time together. So what we do is every day, at the end of the day, we share, we deeply listen and share without, really try to not interrupt and not, react or things like this. Praying every day. So I'm mentioning out loud because we used to pray, in our corner individually, but actually praying out loud really helped us to also strengthen our faith together as a couple. Going to bed together. I used to be going very late to bed. and working on stuff. When I went to bed earlier, and actually that was definitely not so good for connection. Going to bed together is way better. I mean, for our experience. Take a walk in nature every week. I mean, even more often than every week if you can, but you know, we do it every week, and that's really nice break for us. We also have recently, we've developed a planning meeting every week where we schedule all our calendars, our weeks and everything. And we schedule this instead of randomly planning here things in there during meals or when you have a nice dinner and then you start to plan things or talk about kids. So we have a planning meeting that we do after the walk in nature. So we feel, you know, great and relaxed, you know. We try also to always keep a romantic evening every week where we watch a movie or just take more time to connect with each other, give each other a massage. We try to also do a date outside once a month, you know, going to the movies or going to the restaurant. And we're happy that we have our grandparents that help, the grandparents, I mean, our parents that help us, especially my parents, help us to keep the children. Also romantic trip once a year. Today I just booked our romantic trip for the summer. We're going to Porto Santo in Madeira. This is where our honeymoon was 10 years ago, and we're going back there this summer to celebrate our 15 years of blessing and 10 years of marriage. So, and yeah, any questions? I see one question already from Euro. You take a walk as a couple also with your kids. So here I was mentioning walking as a couple because I've spoken on love relationships. So we do it on Monday morning. We bring the children to school and then we have our walk, you know. And but of course we also have walks with our children. This is generally speaking more often we do it, you know, on Sundays, on weekends when we have friends or family over, and then we usually go for a walk together with the whole family. But yeah, when I was talking about this walk nature, it was more about, yeah.
Well, I'll jump back in here, Rafael, if that's okay.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah, thanks for the talk, Rafael. Yeah, again, like a virtual applaud from everybody.
Yeah,
awesome.
please share the chat if you know, not only questions, but also what you got out from it, what was a powerful insight for you. Or you know, let us know.
Exactly. So I mean, we can start the conversation. Oh yeah, okay, we got some questions coming in now. How did you guys hear today? If you have lots of different interests in life.
Wow. Okay. How did you get to where you are today? Wow. So yeah, it has been a long road. I guess the first thing was really commitment to make it work no matter what. This is, I think, was really powerful from the beginning for both of us, that we just wanted to make it work no matter what. And that doesn't mean, and of course there were moments where things were not working so well, and not as much as we would like to, not as ideal as we wanted it to be, but we kept, you know, making it a priority. And as I mentioned before, there were moments where it was really difficult to make a priority when there's work and children and things like this. And it's really, you need to really bring a lot of consciousness to, you know, making your couple a priority when you have a lot of responsibilities and when you become a parent. And yeah, as I mentioned, it's about these rituals. It's about learning, educating yourself, you know, watching videos, reading books.
And a question that ties in with that, Rafael, is this other question here, which is about, so that was more about like a background thing, but also somebody's asked, Godwin and Eleanor asking here, the vision you shared is pretty developed and detailed. I presume it is the result of a question mark long process. Could you quickly describe how the process was? So basically the question is they're wondering, because obviously you shared a lot of questions, and obviously, I mean, I think you have prepared something for everybody to do at home, but obviously, was that something that you and Domila did or like one evening, or is something you've done over time, or how was the process for you as a couple?
Basically, the main thing, it took us maybe, I would say, 2 hours to create the first draft, and then yeah.
Okay, so was this inspired by your coaching, or?
Sorry?
Or how did you come to the point that you wanted to do this? Was it through inspired
Yeah,
by
I
your
mean,
coaching?
I participated in a personal development program called Lifebook, through which I learned this vision creating process. And I actually did this process not just for our love relationship, but for our social life, our finances, our career, our spiritual life, the same framework. And so we took the time for a couple. And then, of course, once you've done that, most important is to stay into the strategy and then keep working on it. Make sure you put it in your life. That's the real work. The initial vision work is very important. It doesn't take that much longer, but you need to take the time, and it can take longer if you have a hard time to be on the same page. If you're very clear, easily on the same page, then but if you kind of disagree on certain things, then it might take a little more time, or you might meet disagreements along the way of implementing it as well. Yeah.
So how often do you suggest one sort of, I mean, once you've created it for your couple, how often should you like kind of look at it together, like all the time, or once a month, or once a week?
I mean, I think once a year, at least once a year, I would suggest to really have a deep dive in it again. And then, yeah, most of the things, if you have these connection rituals, then anyway, you have regular connection moments and conversations where naturally it's going to come up, yeah.
Okay, cool. I have another, I'll add another question on top of that. So we have a big group of sort of newlyweds as well. So could you give, I mean, what would be the specific advice to them? So of course, as we know, like a lot of them are not living together yet, and just in the process of getting to know each other. Can they do this process of vision creating right away, or maybe they can make another format of it? Or what's your thoughts on that?
Well, for newly blessed couples, if they have been already a long time in the matching process, then they can try to do it together. If not, actually, it could be very interesting to do it individually. Like really dive deep, look into your heart, and what do you feel like love relationship is important for you, and then once you've did the exercise individually, then coming together and sharing it and comparing and trying to understand each other. Actually, doing this exercise will help you to know yourself much better, and seeing your partner doing this exercise will also help you, to know each other much better, your partner much better. So if you don't know each other so much, you can do it more individually at first.
Fantastic. Okay, I'll have another question here that's come in. What struggles did you experience and had to overcome trying to work on your faith as a couple, or your faith life? Yeah.
What was the question again? Oh, experienced and had to overcome trying to work on your faith as a couple.
Yeah, as a couple. Yeah, song Arkoi. Oh, hi, Demilla.
Yeah. Yes, Demilla could
surprise!
Join.
We got a surprise guest, everyone. No, fantastic, great.
So, what struggles did we experience?
So specifically about your faith life. So I guess yeah. So I guess that's more connected to the blessing, and I don't know, finding your feet as a family or with your faith life, that kind of thing. That kind of
I
question.
guess the most struggling thing, and it's actually ongoing thing that you need to be careful about, is the balance. If you're a couple that's trying to contribute to the providence, then it's not always easy to know, let's say, what's God's will, how much God wants you to work for others, contribute to others, contribute to community, and how much God wants you to really work on your couple life and your family. And ideally speaking, there should be in harmony, like one should be contributing to the other, but sometimes there can be conflicts between these things, and these are moments that are difficult, and that's where communication, deep listening is very important to be on the same page. And Demilla has been the one always making sure to protect family time, couple time, because I grew up much more in a family where was a lot about, public work, and not so much about family time. And so I brought this habits into our family life, which was not sometimes harmful for a couple life. And so yeah, I guess one of the faith struggles is this balance between living for a higher purpose and living for each other.
Fantastic. Wow, thanks for sharing that.
Mm.
Okay, we got one. I would say it's the last question. I would say from Manuel Campila Para. Please, can you make a short definition of what it means to be on the same page? So,
Wow, on the same page. Well, yeah, it's just being on the same page is making sure that you have the same vision, like what kind of life you want to live, how much time you want to spend together, what's the balance, how you want to educate your children, and what are your values, what are your priorities, and so it takes a lot of time to do that. Actually, I think we I would say mostly we had the same always values and visions, but sometimes more on the detailed level, sometimes we're not so clear all the time. And we really through more and more we were managing to be more and more on the same page. And it's an ongoing process. You're two people trying to become one, and but you're still two people. And so there's always going to be a different perspective, and you always need to communicate again and again and again to stay actually on the same page. It's not just something that you do once and then that's it. It's something,
Exactly. It's an ongoing process in marriage, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we're always changing as people, so that's why we're changing our pages, so we have to update our partner about which page we're on.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing, right? Yeah, fantastic. Great, Rafael. That's thank you so much.
There was one question I think that's important.
Okay.
It's not reconciling, because this is our number one strategy,
Oh,
So
okay. You have 1 minute. Okay, yeah, go for it.
you always manage to reconcile before going to sleep. If yes, how? So I mean, it happened that we didn't manage, but it's very difficult to fall asleep actually for us to if we didn't reconcile, first of all. So it's somehow it's like when the pain of conflict is more painful than the pain of making asking for forgiveness or things like this. This is where the moment where you kind of make that step. I mean, one of us is making that step of saying sorry, because even though saying sorry might be difficult, staying in conflict and falling asleep like this is more difficult. So it's always about one of us taking the first step to say sorry, and and sometimes it's just start with trying to make positive eye contact when the words are hard. First of thing is sometimes we come to each other and we just look at each other, and through our look we say, actually, I didn't mean that, and we don't want to stay in this situation. Yeah, Dumila is telling me I'm way over 1 minute. Time is a struggle for us in terms of being on the same page.
That's fantastic. Great, Rafael. Anyway, thank you so much. I mean, we'll come back to you after the breakout groups, Rafael, and so you have but I think thank you so much for your talk and the Q&A here, and we will now move into the breakout groups. Okay, so we're going to split into the groups now. Have really good discussions in your groups, and I will be in some group as well, so I'll see some of you right away. But for everybody else, have a nice time in your groups. Please type it now in the chat box. Mansei, we got a Mansei here from somebody. The Torsen said it was very meaningful. That's great. Yeah, what we do, I can share. Yeah, from our group, we had, yeah, it was quite good. It was good to reconnect to some people. We were yeah, I mean, there were, some of us are on our own, but yeah, it was four couples, you could say, in our group. We had some good discussion, and yeah, it was nice just to get to know each other a little bit first. So we spent some time with that, and all the people in my group have kids, and we all have young kids, and it was kind of nice to find more out about each other. And then we sort of, I guess, we linked that in with the sort of talking about a vision. And yeah, one couple in our group had do a vision every year, and then they try to work towards it, which was inspiring. And yeah, I think the rest of us, we have, yeah, we talked more about being on the same page and understanding each other deeper. Yeah, and that is a constant. Yeah, like you have to continue to do that throughout the relationship, and like, basically check. I mean, I was saying that, you need to sort of check which page your spouse is on, because you're not, and they're going to be on their own page in their book, and it's a lot about checking which pages they're on, because we're always changing and growing. And yeah, and yeah, it was very meaningful. Let me see if there's any questions come in. Let me see. Okay, there's some people ask Rafael to share about some more detailed story about. I don't know if we have time for that though. Any specific questions, or anybody who want to give a short report from their group? Anybody? Rafael, maybe you want to share some of the discussion you had in your group in the meantime?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great discussion, young parents, and and future parent as well. And basically, the discussion was around time, how to make time for the couple, and especially as a young parent. And yeah, we definitely realized that when children are really young, it's definitely a very challenging time to make time for the couple. And it's good to try to make as much as you can, and not be feeling too bad if you don't manage, but also having that vision of trying to keep that in mind once the children grow up. And then shared also about how to find people who can help you with the children, for example, your parents or your parents-in-law, and things like this, how that can be very, very beneficial, or maybe friends, other couples who could help you out. Yeah, definitely really being more, what I felt like is it's very important to help each other as a community. Because, yeah, especially when you're very young parents, yeah, definitely children need a lot of time and attention.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. It can be. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that in our group as well, that life is so like, yeah, it depends on what phase you're in life, but like if you have young kids and maybe you're further down your career path, and you've lived, I don't know, you might be in your 30s or 40s or something, you've been around for a while, then life is extremely complex, and there's so many different aspects of your life that you need to sort of juggle. And it seems like often, we focus on certain things, but there's always something there's always something slacking behind, or it's hard to prioritize, or and actually Julika in our group, she said that it's basically impossible to do everything, and you can't expect to be perfect in all the aspects of your life. But a suggestion was that once you've sort of highlighted your vision for different areas of your life, that you as a couple prioritize, because you can't focus on everything at the same time. So maybe that you go and sort of decide, okay, let's focus on these three aspects. So like, being good parents, having some couple time, and both of us having an evening a week where we can pursue our own individual hobbies, as a very, as a general example. And that would be that might be your focus for the time being. And of course, some other things might not work out, or like it's not working out or whatever, but you find that those three things are the most important. And those are our musts at the moment. So I thought that was kind of helpful. Great. Good. Anybody else feel inspired? Try to future. Okay. We have time. Maybe one of the groups from the team can. Let me see. Actually, I've just got a message here. Let me see. Okay, I've been asked to round it up soon. Okay, so on that note, I'm happy to round it up now. So I think Rafael. I think Rafael will obviously sort of give some closing tips, like takeaway tips and recommendations. But before that, just some general things. So after we've concluded here, you will be automatically put into your group. I mean, I know some people need to go, and I also to say to other people that stay in the group, like I don't know, there's going to be several reasons that people need to leave, so don't be offended if people don't stay in the groups. There might be kids or whatever. So, but we'll leave the groups open for the people that have time and want to stay there, and I guess see who still can chat, or if you want to chat. Let me see what else. Okay, yeah, and then we will send, actually, I think maybe, Andy, if you could put the link to the review form in the chat room now, but also we will send it out on email, the review form, and it would be really helpful to us if as many of you as possible could just give us some feedback on the event, what you thought about the different aspects. There's some very specific, what are these things where you liked it a lot or you didn't like it a lot, kind of gradients and some places to type as well. So it'd be really helpful to us, and then we can work on improving these events for next time. So I'll also want to present the next speaker, who is going to be Patrizia, who you saw at the beginning, who said hi at the beginning. So she's going to be talking about safe conversations. And Patrizia, what was the other topic? Safe conversations mainly, and something else. She's going to unmute that. And it's gonna we're just discussing it's going to be around the same time, so the last week of March. We've yet to confirm the exact date that week, so we will send that out to everybody who's send your contact details already, and obviously we'll advertise on Facebook and other channels as well. But yeah, it's going to be a very good event, and we look forward to seeing everybody there. So I'll say bye from me, and then I'll let Rafael conclude. And maybe actually it feels right, maybe Rafael, if you could just give like a short, once you're done with your last announcement, maybe you can just round up the meeting with a prayer, and then you'll all be put back into your groups. Awesome. So take care, guys. I'll leave it over to you, Rafael.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. I wanted to share my screen, but it says that I'm not allowed to anymore. Maybe the host, maybe.
You're sharing your screen. We can see you, Rafael.
No. I mean sharing my
Now you can do it.
Now I can do it. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, we go. Okay. So just wanted to give some final words. So yeah, don't focus on average or mediocrity that you see around you. There are people getting all kind of situations, all kind of couples. There are people having a hard time, and people saying that marriage is so difficult and everything, whether it's in a movement or not. So really try to seek and surround yourself with role models and committed couples. To lift each other up. Or you can try to become a role model yourself. Really trying to connect to that vision, that ideal, and be perseverant about it. It's not going to happen from one day to the other. So knowing is not enough. So maybe there's some things I shared today and you said, oh, I knew that already, and so what's new about it? Nothing new, anything. But well, the most important is not knowing, it's really practicing. And this is really important, because common sense is not necessarily common. The PDF where there's all these questions that to create the process. So this is actually, so practicing homework. So create a vision for your couple. take this exercise, take the PDF document. I think maybe it's good also to send it out by email because some people left the call before.
Yes, I can see some people left. So yeah, Rafael, we've shared it now on the chat for everybody if you want to download that. But yeah, we'll put that in the email as well. Together with the review, we'll send it out together with the review form.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
And then once you've created that vision and start implementing strategies, and then of course you can rework your strategies and things like this. Share with others about vision creating process. You can try to connect with 1 or 2 other couples, maybe the ones that you had a discussion with, and create an accountability group where you share on a regular basis with each other about how to make time for your love relationship, what are great strategies, how to be on the same page. You know, I use a lot accountability groups to, you know, stay focused on priorities, and it really helps a lot. And also try to find a role model, a mentor, or coach that can help you in this area. And not necessarily because you're struggling, but because you actually really want to go to the next level. You know, it's not necessarily because you're struggling. Maybe don't wait for struggle. And then, yeah, I'm just going to share my contact info. So you can find me on Facebook. Here's my email address. You can contact me on WhatsApp as well. People are sending more WhatsApp than emails now. I also have a Facebook page, Whole Goals Journal. It's a project, it's a personal development journal, because I really believe couples, as I mentioned, to be a great couple, it's about being great people. So personal development is very important. So I've created a journal. So there's a website. It's going to be ready normally March 1st, this Sunday, if you're interested into buying a reflection journal. I'm also planning to make a seminar that will be using this process, not just for your love relationship, but any areas of your life. You know, as I mentioned, finances, parenting, spiritual life, intellectual life. And in London, together with Matthew Hewish, it's to be confirmed, but it should be around July 18th and 19th, if you're interested in this. And it's going to be UK based, but it's going to be open to Europeans. Also, I'm offering a free complimentary coaching session with anyone who wants to get coaching, whether it's on love relationship or anything else in your life that you want to be coached about. So you can have a first free session to see how it looks like, if you connect with it, if it's helpful for you. And for those actually are interested very deeply into coaching, also there's going to be a certified coach training. Why is that certified coach? This is the training I did recently in March. So you can check out the website, and if you can please go through me, because you can get a discount at this training if you're interested to become a coach. I think coaching is really helpful in a movement to help each other. If you're a pastor or responsible for young people, it can be a very powerful tool, or if you're a leader somewhere. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for your time, taking the time, for your love relationship. It's really powerful, and but most important is do your homework, take the time, whatever it takes to build that vision, and you're definitely going to start seeing results. You're still definitely going to start seeing a difference. And please share that with me. Please share with me any things that come up positively, but also just contact me if you have challenges or struggles or still questions. I know I didn't answer all the questions, so please send them again to me directly if you want me to answer them. And thank you so much again. It was a great time for me.
Great. Don't forget to say a short prayer.
Oh, yeah, I should wrap up with a prayer. Thank you, Daniel, for the reminder. So let's pray.
Yes, please. Yeah,
quick
one.
To wrap it up. Dear Heavenly Parent, dear beloved true parents, thank you so much we could come together tonight for this Make Most Out of Marriage webinar, first webinar we did here. It's an amazing initiative to help couples here in a movement to really make marriage and blessings successful, because this is really the key actually of True Parents teaching and vision, that we want to create a better world. We're going to create world peace, but it all starts in families, and the families all starts with the couple and the level of love, unity, and harmony they can create with each other. And this is something that's on the one hand serious and it requires work and effort, working on ourselves, but also can be something so fun and enjoyable and fulfilling if we know how to make it right. So I pray that every participant could get powerful insights here and can use these tools as much as possible to whatever situation they're in, just bring their love relationship to the next level and closer to the ideal vision they have for themselves and that you and your parents have for ourselves and for all blessed families as well. So thank you again for being with us together here tonight, and I would like to offer this prayer in our name, Rafael and Guignard Central Blessed Family. Adieu.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.